So last time you said that a Christian, what? I'm sorry?
Go ahead.
All right. So last time you said that a Christian could just pick up a study book and then he could take it and wouldn't have to go to a living scholar or ask for any of the explanations. So I actually have a MacArthur Study Bible, and I was looking about slavery, and I was looking at the issue of copyist errors. And the MacArthur Bible tells us that there are copyist errors in the Bible, right? The MacArthur Bible tells us that at a time God allowed slaves to be beaten. So would you agree that that's correct? That do you think God allowed that you can beat a slave and as long as they live a day, it's okay, that's their property?
That passage isn't, if you're talking about the verse you brought up last time,
right?
That verse isn't actually about what you think it is.
It's not about slave beating?
That verse is about punishing for capital, that verse is about judging intent for capital punishment.
Interesting.
Right?
Is it?
Yes.
So let's bring it up. This is to do with capital punishment or disciplining your slave?
No, this is Leviticus.
It is not Leviticus. David Wood. It's Exodus. Okay?
Okay.
You with me? Or you? See, this is why you didn't want me to ask the question, right? This is why. This is why. All right. Exodus 21, 2021. Read the verse for us, Mr. Wood.
2021.
Yeah. Read it out loud.
Notwithstanding, if he remains alive a day or two, he shall not be punished, for he is his property.
Keep going.
If men fight,
Okay, I'm sorry. 20 and 21. You didn't read the first
if a
verse.
man beats his male or female servant with a rod so that he dies under his hand, he shall surely be punished. Notwithstanding, if he remains alive a day or two, he shall not be punished, for he is his property.
So you, David, would believe that God, Jesus, allowed that if a person beats their slave, and as long as his beating is severe enough that he dies a day later, you cannot punish the man because a human being is another human's property that he can kill, just letting him live a day.
A couple issues.
Go ahead.
Couple issues.
Uh-huh.
One, the position of Christians, according to the New Testament, is that
Okay.
God did allow things in the past that He didn't approve of, they didn't think are good, but because of the hardness of our hearts, He allowed us to do them. Right?
Wow, this is amazing. Can you say
It's
that?
not. It's basic
This is
Christianity.
you know, I've had.
Jesus is asked about divorce. Can you divorce your wife for any reason? He said, and they asked, well, in the law of Moses, you're allowed to give your wife a notice of divorce, and you can just divorce her. And
Gotcha.
Jesus said, God allowed you to do that because of the hardness of your hearts, but that's not what He wants. He doesn't want.
Gotcha.
He doesn't want that situation. So that's one. As far as this is a series of commands that are talking about capital punishment, which we also have now, right? We have capital punishment. Do you guys have that in California still?
No, I don't think so. Maybe they do. I don't know.
Certain states have capital punishment.
Texas does.
Right? Certain states have capital punishment, meaning if you commit capital murder, that's a death penalty. But there are lesser versions. There's second-degree murder, there's manslaughter, and things like that. What this is talking about, a man kills his slave, a man beats his slave, right?
Male or female?
They're talking about the presumption of intent. Intent, right?
What's the intent here?
That's what they're talking about, right? They're going to presume, for this case of capital punishment, whether you sentence a man to death for murder, if you beat your slave and you just beat him to death.
Yeah, like this.
Just beat him to death. He wasn't beaten to death.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, it's worse than this then.
So that would not be capital punishment. They would
Right.
say,
So a beating worse than this because it beat him to death the next day.
If you beat him to death,
Right.
if you beat him to death,
Right.
they're going to presume that your intent was to murder him.
Where's that in the Bible?
I mean, it's right there. This is.
Where? I don't see that anywhere there. You're making this up, David. You're making this up. You see this? You guys see this? He comes and talks about the Quran.
We're about to read
No.
Where does Allah
No.
say that?
Right?
Not
Yes,
your
of course.
interpretation.
Sure.
Where does he say that?
Sure. Listen, when we go to the Quran, we go to the scholars of Islam, we go to Hadith. We go to all of that, no problem. But last time when I was telling you, the scholarly opinion is not a fact in itself. You have to look at the evidences. You told me I'm throwing scholars under the bus. Today you're making up verses from the Bible with no contextual evidence.
No, now I'm telling
Go ahead.
you what
So where is that?
scholars who understand,
Where is the
interpret the Jewish
evidence?
law,
Where is the evidence of what you're saying?
This is not my position. I am not.
This is not the Bible, not your position. The Bible's not his position.
Look at last
just,
here, right?
hey, don't make fun of people, okay?
No,
if somebody wants to laugh,
We're
it's up to
cracking
them.
up, right?
Yeah.
They're handing out materials.
Again, you see, he can't answer it. He can't answer the Bible, so he wants to swim.
I'm trying to
David
answer.
Wood.
I'm trying to answer
Okay,
that.
I'm listening. Go
There are
ahead.
a series of commands.
Okay.
I'll just give you. I'll just.
No, talk about this one. This particular
I'm
event.
trying
Don't try to
I'm
switch
trying
here.
to.
Go
I'm
ahead.
trying to.
Okay.
So, if you beat your slave to death,
Yes.
all right, they're going to presume that that's murder.
Okay.
Capital punishment.
Okay.
If you beat him and he gets up and walks around,
And dies later.
The presumption would be
Wow.
that you weren't trying to kill him.
Okay.
Right? No.
Okay, I'm listening.
And when it says property there, it actually says your silver. So what that passage is saying is,
It says your silver.
slaves are valuable.
It says your property.
Yeah, in this translation, in
Okay.
the actual Hebrew, it says
So-
it's your silver.
So that's
What that
interesting.
means is, if you paid money for a slave, you bought your slave is part of your wealth.
Wow.
I don't know why you're saying wow. when
That's
Muhammad
that's
had-
shocking to me.
Muhammad had all kinds of slaves.
Did he buy
Black
slaves?
slave-
Did he buy slaves?
Did he
or
buy
or were
slaves?
they through war? Were they prisoners of war?
So it's okay to have slaves through war.
So listen, when you take a person out of war,
Muslims aren't
can
allowed to buy.
Can I
They
finish?
weren't allowed to buy slaves.
Can I finish?
So if we look and we see Muhammad's companions buying slaves, you're in trouble.
Can I finish?
Sure. Go ahead.
So this thing, like you know, okay. So in Islam, you cannot take a free man and enslave him. Do you understand? There's a hadith, since you like to learn about hadith, where Allah says, hadith Qudsi, that the one who enslaves a free man, I will be his plaintiff on the day of judgment. We don't have the right to enslave people. Hadith. Right, Dave? You paying attention? Are you all right?
So Muhammad had slaves.
can
He
I
had on Joshua,
can
he
I
had-
finish?
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you. Right? Now, if somebody's captured through war, meaning they are a war captive, like for example, if you go to war with another country and you find people fighting you and you take them. Now, these are not considered slaves in the sense that you went to Africa and just picked up regular people and made them enslaved, right? These are people that were trying to kill you and you're taken into a captured state out of war. In Islam, you cannot have slavery in the sense of the Western world where you just take a free person, you go to Africa or you go to another continent, you just kidnap them, okay? Neither did the Prophet ﷺ nor the Sahaba.
Wait.
The
So when they attacked Khaybar,
Right.
attack Khaybar,
Right.
slaughter a bunch of people, and
Sure.
take a bunch of slaves.
Sure. Khaybar was a war?
Attack them.
No.
Yeah, they were. They're walking out to
You
the,
poor guy.
Walking out to
You
the fields.
poor guy.
They're walking out to the fields.
Listen,
and Muhammad and his
what
companions
happened in
slipped down.
Khaybar? What was the context?
The context was the Jews are sitting there minding their own business. They're going out to the field.
So
Muhammad and his enemies
the
slipped down.
so the
It's not right.
agreement
They weren't
that
marching
is
out to the
not
field.
right. No, you don't know the context at all. I'm shocked that David Wood is so ignorant of what happened. I'm really sorry.
read.
But
It's what I read.
but you read the wrong things. You go online, you just read Islamophobe websites. You don't read books. That's the problem. Listen, I have a whole series on this. If you have the time, watch it so you can know. In Khaybar, there was a contract. Did you know this? No, you didn't know this. He didn't know this.
What's the source?
Ibn Kathir, Bidaya wa Nihaya, At-Tabari, Ibn Sa'ad, any book, Al-Maghazi, Ibn Ishaq, pick up any book. Listen,
What's the contract?
right? There was a contract with the Jews of Medina, and this is when Rasulullah went to Medina. Everybody, kids know this, right? When you go there, if somebody from the outside would attack, you would not support them. We would defend Medina together, okay? Banu Qunayza, you know Banu Qunayza?
That's what the Jews of Medina.
Yes, Khaybar was in.
Was that a treaty with Khaybar?
You didn't know Khaybar in the context of Medina.
No, Khaybar's a different area. You think Khaybar's Medina?
Khaybar was
Khaybar's in
under the
Medina.
precincts of Medina.
Did the
You don't know
Jews
where
of
Khaybar is at?
Did the Jews, so there's no.
Have you been to Khaybar?
They're under the same.
Have you been there?
No.
I have.
Okay.
These guys never even been there. Listen.
They visit the site.
Yes, of
the
course.
massacre at Khaybar.
Oh, listen,
Right.
I didn't visit the site of a massacre of Khaybar. I visited Medina and went on a historic trip. I looked at Badr, I looked at Uhud, I looked at Khaybar, I looked at all these places to know the history so I don't make a fool out of myself
Jews
by
of
saying
Khaybar-
that Khaybar was not under the Treaty of Medina.
The Jews
Now,
of Khaybar agreed to the Treaty of Medina.
yes.
Okay. what
You
source is that?
know who? I just gave you four
Yeah,
sources
you
already.
mentioned it, but where?
Bidaya wa Nihaya, look it up. You know Bidaya wa Nihaya? You don't know Bidaya wa Nihaya?
What it-
See, but this is the problem.
I
You
got
act like you
Sahih
know about Islam,
Sahih
but you know. No.
I got
Look,
Tabari,
it's
I
Sahih.
got Ibn Ishaq.
Okay,
So tell me where in
is-
there, and if it's not there,
Is
what in the world?
Sahih Sitta a book of history? And by the way, there's no such thing as Sahih Sitta, it's Kutub al-Sitta, because not all of them are Sahih, only 2 of them are Sahih. Anyway, that's
it's called Sahih Sitta, right?
It shouldn't be, that's a
Okay,
mistake.
that's fine, that's
So
fine.
that wasn't even for you, you're not at that level. Huh?
Are we over 10 minutes yet?
We are over 10 minutes, but you haven't answered. So the question that I want to know, because you try to jump to Khaybar, and just to clarify your additional point, Khaybar, Banu Qanuza', Banu Nadir, Banu Qunayza, all of them, Qanuqa, and all of them had treaties not to help the outside invading forces. Because the people of Khaybar and Banu Qanuqa and others betrayed the treaty and sent weapons and fighters to fight against the Muslims, this is why there was an attack on Khaybar. And since you didn't know that, it tells me...
the treaty.
Yes.
And Muslims did nothing to violate the treaty.
No. Look it up. I'm surprised you don't know this already. Listen, I'll tell you what. Whoa, man, I just gave it to you like 3 times. You want to write it down, bro?
I know
Your memory is leaking.
I know you say that, but like where?
What do you mean? Like, I don't know the page number offhand, but get it. Okay, I'll tell you what. Listen. I'll do you one better. If you give me your number, and I won't give it to anybody, just like I haven't with Sam, I'll send you a link, or if you want to look it up yourself, on Majdaribad's site, we have a whole video that gives you each book, each reference, each page on what happened. And you can educate yourself. And then you won't look like a fool saying...
Just to be clear,
yeah.
Your position is, yes, Muhammad and his companions had slaves.
Yes.
But they didn't just run around taking free people. They fought them, then took them.
They took them as captives of war. Yes.
They took them as captives of war, then as slaves.
Yes. And then hold on. And then there are rules and regulations. One of them, you cannot beat your slave like this. You cannot kill your slave. If you kill your slave in Islam, even if he's a war captive, listen. Let me speak, bro. You're right. If you kill your war captive, you will be held accountable. You can't just kill them without. This is not your property. You can't just kill anybody you want. I am in shock, to be honest with you, that David.
Kill your slave in the Bible either.
Okay, so here, so this is the question, right? If this person comes and I beat him such a beating that he goes to the ER, he lives a day, and then from my beating he dies. Did I kill him or not? It's over, bro. It's over. Like Ahmad Hijab said, it's over, bro. You know it's over. You know it's over, right?
This is
answer my question. If this guy gets beat, it's very simple, right? I beat him. He lives a day in the ER.
If you go to trial, in the United States of America,
yes.
Right? If you beat this man,
and from my beating,
around for a couple days,
no, he goes to the ER.
Is manslaughter.
Where does it say walking around?
He goes to the ER.
You are lying, bro. Come on, listen, look. It does not say walking. He just lives a day or two.
Okay.
It does not. You're making verses up. He goes to the ER, and he dies from my beating.
Dies from your beating.
That is murder in America.
No.
Oh, you don't know the law.
No, they're going to judge your intent.
Okay.
If we're out there fighting, and I just
no. This is not a fight. This is not a fight. It's your slave. You take a rod, male or female, and you beat them, and they live a day. So if I'm beating this man, and from my beating he goes to the ER and he just lives a day, then you're going to say that that's not. I didn't murder him.
They're going to look at your intent.
What is?
Do you know that there is a crime called manslaughter? That's where you kill someone.
You know what manslaughter
but
is?
You're intending to murder him.
Manslaughter is not when you take a rod and you beat somebody so bad that they die. See, you're making this up now. You know. Okay. Let me ask David Wood. Let me ask you a simple question.
Hit you with a bat,
right?
But I'm just trying to hit you with a bat. I'm just trying to beat you.
Let's say you
die. Okay. That's not murder. That's manslaughter.
Listen. When you took that hammer and beat your dad, if he had died a day later, would they have charged you for murder or not?
They would have judged my intent.
You took a hammer to your father's head. Of course it does, but listen. Look, you're just trying to avoid it, and you know you're caught. Like, this is a sad thing. Listen, when you took your dad and you beat him with a hammer, right? Is that what happened? Listen, answer my question. Is that what happened, right?
Yeah.
If your dad had died, and I'm glad he didn't, and I'm sure you are too, right? Let's say they took him to the ER, they put him on life support, but a day later he died. You took a rod, like in the Bible, and you beat this man, right? A hammer, okay, right? So would they not put you in trial for murder?
They could.
They could now. They could. No more manslaughter now.
Can we listen?
Yeah, go ahead.
Can I answer without
Go ahead.
Okay. They would look at the intent. If they're judging on intent, they say, wait, hammer to the head looks like the intent was to kill him, right?
Exactly.
If I'm hitting you with a rod, you disobey me,
A beating so bad that you die a day later from it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What they're saying is that's something different from capital murder because, and this is where, when it says he is your silver, they're talking about presumption. They don't want to sentence someone to death who wasn't actually guilty of something worthy of death, right? So trying to beat your slave and he dies.
Beating your slave. Okay, look, bro.
Yes, we agree that beating your slave is bad. We're saying,
but it's in the Bible.
To kill.
Listen. Listen. No, see, now you want to jump because you know you're God, right?
No,
listen. Let me ask your cameraman, right? Let me ask you a question, right? Just ask a simple question. No, you know what? Why not? Okay, Mark, let me ask you because unless you want to be in the conversation, Mr. Cameraman, it's a free country. You want me to ask you, sir? Huh? What?
It doesn't pick up. In fact, if you want to answer, you should come over here. This is shotgun.
No, I'm asking your cameraman as an African American man. I just want to ask you this question. When David Wood is saying that if a person has a slave, that's his property, and if he beats him so bad with a rod, male or female, that he lives one day, he should not be judged because that's his property. Do you agree?
That he won't be judged.
Oh wow.
He won't be judged for capital
Where does it say
punishment.
that? You're making that up. Where does it say that? Okay, let's read the verse again, verbatim. Okay. See, this is why you're ashamed of the Bible. And if a man, and you're listening, sir, because you're recording this, I want you to know what you're promoting. And if a man beats his male or female servant with a rod, so that he dies under his hand, he shall surely be punished. He should be punished. Didn't say murder, just punished. Notwithstanding, if he remains alive, not walking around, he made that up. If he remains alive a day or two, just remains alive, he shall not be punished. No punishment. He shall not be punished. This is Bible that he wants to dodge. Don't worry, we will get to that, but this is reality, okay? Hold on, let me finish. I'm reading.
Capital crimes.
It says punishment. It does not say death. It does not say capital. You're making that up. Now, it says, he shall not be punished, for he is his property. Do you, sir, as an African American man recording this, think that if a man is taken as a slave by force and beaten by his master, a woman or a man, such a beating that he dies a day later, that master has no punishment because that's his property? You want to promote that? You want this man to represent Christianity?
You want to promote the old covenant which we're not under, do you?
Which he believes. He believes it's from God, from Jesus.
Muhammad believes it's from God.
Muhammad did not believe in this. No. No. He did not.
Why is it that in Surah 5 verse 43,
listen.
The Jews come to Muhammad. This is why you're in trouble now. My view, which I got from scholars, is that in context this is talking about capital punishment.
Which scholars? See, now you can't name a scholar. Which scholar? Name him. Name him. Name him.
I will.
Live caught on camera.
No.
Name him. Name him. Name him, Dave. Name him. Name a scholar. I am friendly.
I have to look at
Name a scholar. He got it from a scholar, but doesn't remember the name of a scholar. Name the scholar, Dave. Name the scholar. You're making it up on the fly.
If you
name a scholar.
The name of the guy, I can look it up right after we're done.
Okay.
I can look it up right after we're done.
Now, what I'm going to ask you also is context.
Hang on. I didn't finish. Go
ahead.
So, what I heard, because this isn't my area.
The Bible's not your area?
Old Testament.
Well, this is a part of the Bible you give out. No, you're talking about giving out. Don't you give this out? You don't give Bibles out? You don't tell people to read the Bible? Is the Old Testament not in the Bible? Yeah. No, we will get to this. Don't worry. We will get to this. We will. But you see, he can't answer the Bible. This is not his expertise. Answer the camera because you can't answer me.
I'm a philosopher.
Talk to me.
That's my job.
You're a philosopher.
Yes.
Of what?
That's what I'm trained.
Of what? Greek philosophy? Or the Bible? You're not an expert of the Bible?
I'm not a scholar of the Bible. No.
Okay.
You didn't know this?
I didn't know
My
this.
academic background is philosophy.
But you're a Christian apologist, right?
I have a PhD in philosophy.
You're Dr. Wood. I don't even know that.
I'm not a master of Old Testament text, right?
All
So
right.
I see someone in a lecture, they talk about it, I can raise the point. Other than that, if you ask me a question, my inclination would be to go study it.
Gotcha.
Which is why.
So why don't you study this?
I'm asking you something about the stuff you're
Let's
handing
do
out.
this.
I know
Let's
you're
do
handing
this.
stuff out.
Let's do this.
Just let me give
Finish.
the
Go ahead.
answer, and I'll give you the source afterwards. So, the context of that passage, talking about situations where judges will have to judge intent in cases for capital murder, capital punishment. And so, there's a question of intent. We do the same thing in the United States. And so, when it talks about punishment there, it's talking about capital punishment, sentencing someone to death. And what it's saying is, if he survives, then the presumption will be that you didn't intend to kill him. Even if you beat him, it's a brutal beating. But we have that in the United States. If you beat someone brutally, and he survives, or even if he dies right there. We even have it if you beat someone to death. It's a question of intent, right? Were you intending to kill him, or were you intending to beat this guy up? Those are two different things. The position of the Bible is, if you're going to sentence someone to death, then you make sure his intent was to do whatever you're sentencing him to death for. That's all I'm saying.
Now hold on. Now watch him throw scholars under the bus. Watch him throw scholars under the bus, okay? Look, MacArthur Study Bible. Hold on. We will. You see?
He said 10 minutes. He said the limit to 10 minutes.
But you haven't answered.
Like half an
hour. Now, I'm gonna read to you from your study Bible. From the study Bible, let's see you. Punishment of slaves was considered the right of the owner. Are you listening, sir? Recording? See, now you don't want to let me speak. I let you speak. Let me speak now. I will answer it. Now, punishment of slaves was considered the right of the owner. It was the right of the owner to punish your slave, and did not allow for violence. Judges would appropriate, if he died a few days, evidence that owner no punishment would be handed out, because the loss of the slave was a punishment. See, he won't let me speak. Because he knows he's going to throw his own study Bible now. All right, go ahead. Ask your question.
Are we good now?
Yeah.
We're going here?
We're going here.
Okay.
I told you we'd go there.
Keep in mind.
Go ahead.
This could have been so calm.
I am calm.
I'm trying to...
If you could answer and not make up parts of the verses and make up scholars that don't exist, right? Go ahead. See, look at him.
Before you,
forgetting
something does not mean you're lying.
Okay,
like if
sure.
If you forget the name of the scholar,
you're going to bring me the scholar that says that the person would be punished, just not capital punishment.
There's a famous lecture.
By who?
I'm going to get where
all right. Go ahead. Ask your question. Ask your question, bro. Ask your question now. You see how I'm answering? No dawah dodges here. I'm not going to jump like he did.
For 40 minutes.
Yeah, and it was a question and answer for 40 minutes. This isn't your time.
Science and Islam. Keep in mind, I'm trying to set a good example for the people watching. You know, there are people who just want hostility.
I don't want that.
They just want anger and hostility. When you're sitting there and you're getting questions.
I invited you to dinner at my house, and then you guys went and made videos calling me Sheikh Uthman and stuff. Who are you talking about?
We're leaving. We're leaving right
No, but afterwards, Sam and them were making videos calling me names that they wouldn't call my face, right?
We went
Go
like
ahead.
30 or 40. Okay.
Go ahead.
Again.
Give me some water.
There's a lot of people who want nothing but
water.
anger and hostility. I would like...
We're going to be calm. Go ahead.
Nice, calm,
right, go ahead.
A good example.
Ask your question, bro.
All right. Basically these.
Go ahead.
We can go through all these depending on how
whichever one you want, Dave.
All right, so this is
just 1 second.
You believe in this because you're handing it out, right? Scientific miracles of the Quran. All right, so this one gives 10. I know there are more.
Let me answer your question. You just asked a question, right?
Okay.